Grab your coffee. It's cows and coffee time, guys. Good morning on the Stony Ridge. Cheers. Let's fire up the ATV here. Good morning. Let's spill some coffee. I hope all is well. Everybody's doing well. We're going to cruise on across the farm and see what's going on with the cows. Talk a little bit about hay today and have some fun. Good morning. Welcome to the farm. A little foggy out this morning. Welcome everybody on Facebook and on the new YouTube channel, the live stream YouTube channel. You guys are the true super fans of the channel, watching every day. I appreciate you being here. Pretty awesome to have you. Let's see if I can make this camera point the right direction. There we go. Oh, the tomatoes are kind of falling by the wayside. The chickens are hungry as usual. I should be running that sawmill right now, but I'm not. Shame on me. Farmall Fanatic in the house. Boom. Good to have you, buddy. Farmall Fanatic well, shoot. I was going to make you a moderator there, Farmall Fanatic. If you guys aren't following my buddy Gino, Farmall Fanatic, jump in and follow him. He's a great dude. Morning, Michael, Leslie, Bobby. Fix the Rust Bucket. Chris in the house. Fix the Rust Bucket's a new channel. It's just started. My buddy Chris just started that. Jerry, Maurice, Abel Brown, everybody. Anybody that's leaving stars this morning, thank you so much. I will go personally thank you. They don't pop up on my screen on this platform for some reason. Super chats show up, and we'll definitely recognize any super chats or new channel members, but welcome. I don't think you can become a channel member yet on the new channel. We're just building that. So what we've got to do, the cows are going to go into this paddock right here. And I think I'm just going to take a little walkie poo. So I don't think we need to go for too much of a drive this morning up in the pasture. We'll just stay out of the pasture. Sounds like a good idea to me. See, the grass is really exploding with growth. Titled today's video, why are we not baling hay off the farm? Why are we not baling hay, and why are we bringing hay to the farm? It seems like an additional expense. It's just stupid, Josh. Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. Well, I'll tell you what does make sense. Spending money in the right place at the right time. That's what makes the most sense. There's no topsoil here on the farm. There's just no topsoil. We're building soil. We are building an ecosystem here on the farm, and there's no topsoil. So that being said, guys, there's more to green grass and pastures than just plopping out fertilizer. And the longer you live, the more you will understand this. And even in your lawn, those folks that are clipping their lawns and having them bag up all the grass clippings and haul them off and then pour fertilizer on your land, it just doesn't, you're killing the ecosystem. I've got a neighbor that does that. He's the nicest guy on the planet. I mean, just a best friend in the whole world. And he says, man, Josh, why does your yard not have so many weeds in it? And my yard's full of weeds. I said, well, brother, you're cutting your grass too short. You're cutting it down to like 2 inches high. And you're bagging up your leaf litter in a lot of cases. So when the leaves fall down off the trees in the fall, what we need to be doing, raking them up and burning them? We need to be grinding them up. Ride that mower over it. Make mulch. Mulch feeds the land. Mulch feeds microbes, and microbes is what makes this happen. So lot of fun in the pasture walk today for sure, guys. This is going to be a fun little pasture walk. Look stuff up. 40 feet elevation change from the top of the water tank. 17 pounds. Should give 17 pounds at the mirror fountain. Normal tank is rated 40 psi. Might be getting debris in the valve. There's no debris in the valve, brother. if it were, and I'm gonna take it all the way apart. So I just ordered brass valves for the mirror fount waters. There are three types of valves. What we were talking about hay, but we'll talk about the valves since that was the topic yesterday. There are three types of valves: a low pressure, a medium pressure, and a high pressure. I have the medium pressure valve, and I think I just need to put the higher pressure valve in. That's it's just that simple. So absolutely. So why don't we cut hay off the farm? I did cut hay off the farm. I had the haymaking equipment. I had the rake. I had the hay bind for cutting hay. I had the baler. I had everything. And you want to talk about some stress? I set the hay baler on fire right up here because it was really dry and one of the bearings in the hay baler went bad. I did a video on exactly what to do and how to prevent that from happening, and it happened to me live on on YouTube. So that's why I don't bale hay. So you've got numerous pieces of infrastructure to keep up and maintain, and I'd have to spread lime and fertilizer all over my farm. So instead of spending $10,000 on a fake substitute for nutrient in the soil, I'm building nutrient and building an ecosystem in the soil by rolling out hay bales here on the land. Will I ever cut hay on this farm? Yes, absolutely. But we can't, this is a seasonal thing, guys, and you cannot establish an ecosystem that's been destroyed for so long with tillage. You can't establish that without putting some carbon back on the land. Now, carbon comes from the air and goes into the grass. Carbon comes from the hay bales and goes into the grass. So we want to put down tons and tons of carbon. And if you think about it, each hay bale weighs about 1,000 pounds. We're rolling out 2 hay bales a day in the wintertime. So a total of about 225 hay bales. If you do the math, that's around 110 tons of biomass that we're bringing. 110 tons of biomass. Can you imagine how many? That's like 15 tandem dump truck loads of carbon that we're bringing to the farm. So that's why we're not cutting hay. I just wanted you guys to understand that. I get a lot of people with just this old time way of thinking that it's not a real old time way of thinking. We're doing this the way they did it in the 1800s. Okay, so we're not doing this the way they did it when the Germans first came up with fertilizer. And believe it or not, fertilizer was one of the inventions that came out of World War II. Okay, so and before the advent of fertilizer, we had to think outside the box. You guys probably remember in like elementary school, they taught you about the Native Americans. They would put a fish head in the ground with each plant that they planted. That was how they fertilized. Okay, so it makes sense. Yeah, Teenage Farmer says it makes sense to me. Yeah, it does. Nancy says shared. Any of you guys get the email? So if you're on the email list for the Stony Ridge Farmer blog, if you're not, jump in there. That's where we're going to announce when we start selling beef. Go to stonyridgefarmer.com and sign up for the email list. I will not pester you. Will not. I sent a mass email out this morning, and I will not do that every week. You won't be getting the crap worried out of you. You will get updates when updates are appropriate. And I will not worry the crap out of you. I just wanted to let you guys know that. So if you're not on the stonyridgefarmer.com email list, jump in there if you want good fresh beef, because that's how you're going to find out about it. Numerous ways, but that's one of the ways you'll find out about it when we have beef for sale. Cool. Awesome. Looks like Nancy's in the house. Teenage Farmer Belva. Brian, Pittman, Jennifer, Nancy again, Dwight in the house. The cost of cutting your own hay is too much on new farms, so I don't blame you. It's not really the cost so much as I'm establishing an ecosystem here on the farm, and that ecosystem will be destroyed by putting too many chemicals on the land. So, and you guys are going to get the case in point right here in just a second. I'm going to show you. We didn't have mushrooms growing all around the farm in the pastures before. We do now. And what does that mean? That means that mycelium is down in the soil. That means the mycorrhizal fungi is down in the soil. It's building our soil. It's pretty amazing. There's a big old patch. You see it, all that white? That's a big old patch of mushrooms. And that is a big old slug of coffee. So everybody knows I have a little bit of fun every Thursday night. We call it Friday Junior on the farm. It's actually on my buddy's farm, and yeah, he had Friday Junior, and we all go over, me and a bunch of local guys. This is kind of a gentleman's thing, and we all kind of hang out every Thursday. We call it Friday Junior. So happy Friday Senior to everybody. Farmer Strong. All right. So let's turn the camera around. We're going to hop over the gate right here. We're going to walk up. We'll move the cows, and we'll talk to you guys a little bit about the ecosystem we're establishing here in the pastures. So power's on the electric fence. I have to install this critter and this critter right on there at the end of this video. I'm going to do that right after the video. Turn the power off on the electric fence here and climb right on over. Okay, this is called a fairy of mushrooms. Okay, these are not edible type mushrooms. We'll turn one over here. I have a video coming out. These are not edible. Okay, I have a video coming out later today, Food Friday. We're going to show you guys how to forage for mushrooms. But this is what you call a fairy of mushrooms, and you'll see them in a ring. Notice this is just one big fairy ring right here. Isn't that cool? How many of you guys knew that? Thanks for the reason you buy. Hey, I have poor section of property. Gave me an idea. Adding our lawn clippings. Leave your lawn clippings on your lawn. What is it like when you touch an electric fence post? Nothing when you touch the post, but when you touch the wire, it's quite a tickle. But it's not bad. This isn't electrified all the time. It's not just like buzzing with electricity. This just pulses, okay? So it's like bzz, bzz, bzz. So it's not constantly running. A fairy ring that slowly grows outward every year. Yep, that's a fairy ring. That's what that is, guys. Pretty interesting. Morning, Jack. Are they bad for the cows? The cows won't eat anything that's not good for them in most cases. So is it bad for the cows? Doesn't really matter so much. They're not going to bother it. So we're out here and I'm rolling the dice, man. I got to get over into some shorter grass. Grass is soaking wet and covered with chiggers and grass mites. Here's my living fence. We're going to adjust this living fence this morning. Also, we're going to put our living fence over by the living fence. These are gourds. These are birdhouse gourds that I plant year after year on the fence line down here. And I want them to follow the fence line and not grow out this way. And you'll see we've got one big old fat gourd growing right there. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, but been watching one of the northern farms and the cost of repairs on his equipment, and he's always getting in the field and something breaking on him. That's what I meant. Okay. Just reading your comment, brother. There's a big difference in a farm in New York and a farm here in North Carolina. They have topsoil. We don't have topsoil. Hey, girls. Morning. This paddock is huge. This is more than I need to put the cows on. It is huge. The cows are only going to be here, and we're playing the rule of thirds, guys. So they're going to eat a third, trample a third, and leave a third. And they're coming right down here to the place where I'm going to bring them through. It's a little gate right there where the cows are standing. Come on, girls. Woo! Morning, ladies. Top of the morning to you there, Lassie. Yes, Cody, I hear you. Everybody hears you. Top of the morning to you. All right, you guys ready? Woo! I haven't moved them down here next to the fence lately, so might be a little bit of a challenge. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. There you go. Come on through. Plenty of grass over there where they were. But the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, right? Come on, girls. Got one straggler up on the top of the hill. Hopefully she comes on down. Come on, girls. Come on, girls and boys. Don't want to exclude anybody or whatever you identify as. Welcome to the farm. All right, everybody's worried about Woolly Bully's feet. Now you can see Woolly Bully's feet are fine. You can see the fly loads up just a little bit here, guys. This warm, wet weather we've been having. You hear those bugs in the background. That is those are cicadas. We got a cow with a little bit of a limp. This cow right here. She started limping yesterday. I'm sure she'll be fine. But she's favoring that right front foot right there. I'll tell you the biggest issues that I've had with cows on the farm is they get foot problems. And I don't know if that's a heavy cow problem or what, but they do develop foot problems. Okay, we'll just hook this back on the fence right here. Our wire is good to go. Very good. All right, and now we got all the cows. Got everybody here, right? There's enough good green forage in here for these cows to eat for 2 days. But I am not going to let them eat it for 2 days. Morning. Morning, little fella. Or little lady. That's a lady. Got to get my anatomy right here. Good morning. A nice big old dog fennel right here. Got to get out here and cut that. Cows will not eat it. But look at everybody just grazing this multi-species pasture right here. You can tell some of this grass is close to knee high. As we get over there, it's close to waist high. Hey, girl. And there's another mushroom. This is a puffball mushroom. This little puffball right here will spore out very soon. It's called a giant puffball. There's one there, and one there. That's why we're not putting hay. How many electric fence chargers do you have in operation? One per pasture. That's it. One electric fence charger will do 5 miles of fencing. So when I move the cows out of this pasture over to the other side of the farm, then I'll move the electric fence box over there. Not a lot of infrastructure, really, guys. I do have about 3 miles of fence wire out here, but not a lot of infrastructure. There's some more giant puffballs. Look at how big this is. You can't tell until I put my fist up here. Look at how big that is. That is huge, huge mushroom. Awesome. Plague of Badger says the cows always look stunning. Their hides are slick and shiny. They look good. They do look good. They're healthy. No wormers, no dewormers. Can you guys believe it? You don't have to pour chemicals all over your cows. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Man, I thought you had to pour chemicals all over your land and all over your animals. And gosh, I thought you just had to just pour chemicals. That's what the solution to farming is, right? Look at these guys go right on top of those mushrooms. They'll sniff them, like this cow's sniffing it, and then they'll just trample them. And this cow's learning about hogweed right here. There's a little bit of hogweed. I can't believe that cow's eating that hogweed. It's very spiny. Good morning, everybody. 213, my sweetheart. Hey, sweetheart. Oh, goodness. Like I said, the cows will find the mushroom patch and squish it. They won't eat anything that... unless they're about to starve to death, guys, typically they won't eat anything that's not good for them. If you starve your animals and you put them out on something that's poisonous for them to eat, they'll eat it and get sick. so we don't starve our animals. Getting some cooler nights here on the Stony Ridge Farm, down in the low 60s and 50s at night. It's supposed to be 87 degrees today. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Tammy. 87 degrees. So the cows will have shade from those two shade trees right there. And that's why I'm moving them onto this paddock. Later on today, this evening, and I started to do this live stream tonight, and I may still do one. We'll move them right over to that paddock right there. And then we're headed all the way across the farm. Well, I was going to procrastinate and not do this, but I think I'm going to take you guys up. We're going to take this fence wire down one notch. I'm going to take you guys up to the waterer, and we're going to make the waterer adjustment real quick. Awesome. Water okay for them in this paddock? Yes, water is always okay for them. That's why I put the water system in here on the farm. Here's one of those puffball mushrooms that has matured. Okay, it's black. Isn't that weird? Ew. See those spores? That's why they call it a puffball. If you stomp that thing, spores are just going to go flying everywhere. It's not suitable to eat when it's black like that. You guys are going to love the wild mushroom video coming out today. Absolutely love it. All righty. So the cows, I could have split this pasture. Could have split it right here and let them have that section and then let them have this section, but I didn't. Next time around, I will split it. And there's a little less forage on this side of the fence versus that side. I may just go on and move them straight across from this paddock. Gorgeous out here. We got to open the gate so that they can get to the water right here. That was really a cow turd. No. That Fix-It guy's in the house. Can't wait to see the mushroom video. Thanks, Brian. You're going to love it. Brian, I was talking to Brian on the phone as I was cooking them the other day. Delicious. Delish. All right. So, where do we move the cows from here? And the fence is off, just so you guys know. This fence is a little different than the other ones. This has a big spring. It looks like a giant slinky, right? Pretty cool, huh? So we'll take this loose from right here. Up we go. And the slinky will pull me all the way over to here, and we'll hook it on this fence post. Just like so. And now the cows have access to the water tank from right here. We will close off this gate right here. Very, very simple. Everything's super easy now with the way I've got this all set up, guys. Really cool. Really cool setup. Bring this over. There we go. Hook it in that hole. And now they have access to water and they can't get to the other paddocks. Very neat. Turn the camera around real quick. It's going to be hot. There's a reason why I got this hat on today, guys. It's going to be hot. I've got to keep that sun off my ears. I don't want to get skin cancer for sure. So the cows will come through here tonight. They will come into this paddock for the evening. And then tomorrow morning, I will move them all the way over here, the other side of the farm. We're going to go over there and just take a quick look at the differences in the grasses real quick with you guys so you'll know. I think it's good for you to get some like real farm experience here and real thought process experience. So you see, this is a little woolly. All right, we've got a lot of weeds in here, and the cows were on this about 4 days ago. So it's a little on the woolly side. We'll put them back over here for about 12 hours overnight, and they'll consume another third of this. And then we'll move them right over here. I'll show you. Might just bring you out here tonight and show you. So for the last 2 or 3 days, I have been building the fence infrastructure for this side of the farm. I actually split my paddocks up and made them a little smaller for the cows. Let's just go over here and see what the science is, why we're doing what we're doing. This is the old trench mark where I trenched the pastures out. Still got more trenching to go. I've got 1, 2, 3, 5 more waterers to install on the farm. So this is where we can go ahead and unlock this gate later on. You can't see it though. There we go. I don't like this lock as good as I like the black locks. Black locks do a much, much better job. So this is where we'll be moving tomorrow morning. Again, it's going to be hot, but look at the grass. Look at the difference in this versus the woolliness of that over there. So let's look again real quick. See how woolly this is? See how the forage, there's just so much different forage out here. Lots of weeds, really. Lots of weeds. There's some briars in here. This was mowed about 3 weeks ago. And you guys are going to get a full-on video about controlling weeds with your mower very, very soon. Okay, so I think that video comes out Saturday or Sunday. Any big plans for Labor Day weekend? When's Labor Day? What does that mean? I don't even know, man. Holidays don't really matter so much on the farm. Holidays are for the folks that are got kids in school or folks that are punching clocks, man. This holidays don't matter so much here on the Stony Ridge. It's just another day to the cows, another day on the farm. I'll tell you a funny one. The dogs started going to the bathroom in the kennel when the time changed about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. My ex-wife said, well, it's probably got them confused because the time changed. And I said, you do understand the dogs don't have a concept of time. She's like, oh, didn't even think about that. But the time changing doesn't matter to your animals, and the holidays don't either. So they're out here. Cool idea for centering the water. Thank you, Janet. Approximately what time tonight? Michael, I don't know, brother. Typically, if I get out here and move, it's going to be between 7 and 8 o'clock. I know you want a time, and I can't give you a time because weather, work, and everything else I have going on dictates what time. So I'll do my very best to put an alert out a half hour ahead of time, just like I did today. So Patriot Ref, have a great day. Thank you. Awesome. Well, folks, that's moving the cows this morning. Like I said, tonight we'll move them again. I don't know if I'll go live or not tonight. We got to get them out here on this because this is starting to seed out. And there's some science behind what we're doing with the grass and the cows. You want them to graze the grass when it's not in the baby phase, when it's just starting, because it's very tender. You want it in the teenage phase, that teenage grass that's vigorously growing just before it pops out the seed heads. If you can get them in here grazing just before it pops out the seed head, it's going to grow more vigorously. The cow's hooves stimulate the root systems, and the butt fertilizer that comes out the back of these cows fertilizes the land. You do not see a manure patch anywhere out here. And the cows were here less than a month ago. Not one manure patch out here. Isn't that, I mean, that's just saying something right there. No manure at all. The cows aren't grazing next to their own poop, and therefore they don't have parasites. Awesome. Well, guys, thanks a lot. Please jump in, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. If you're on Facebook and you haven't seen the new YouTube live stream, you're welcome to jump in over there. We're trying to build up the subscribers to over 1,000 in the first week here, and we're getting pretty darn close to it. So I want to thank everybody for joining me here on the Stony Ridge Farm. A little taste of the farm action. What am I going to do today? I've got to install that same system around the other 2 waterers that are up in the other pasture. So when I start moving the cows back across the other side of the farm, they'll have a great place to go, and it'll be a lot easier to move them. So stay tuned. Lots more fun to come, guys. Thank you so much. I'm ordering 100 chickens later today also. We're going to build out our egg mobiles, which will come in behind the cows, about 3 or 4 days behind the cows, and leave chicken butt fertilizer out for us. So it's awesome. Thank you, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Chug you some coffee. Have a good breakfast. And we may see you this evening, and we may see you tomorrow morning. Take care. Woo! Nope. Their heads are down and they're eating. When I do that, typically they'll move back. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot. See you.